The Difference Radio, the voice of small businesses and the communities they serve. Today's show is hosted by Matt Kern, entrepreneur and founder of Denton Does It, and Beth Caudill, realtor with eXp Realty, and Chance Post with Total Care. The North Texas Community Difference Series was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals. So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share thoughts and insights about being a professional and the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in a very special way. Because the North Texas Community Difference Denton
starts now.
Hi, hello. How is everybody today?
Good afternoon. It's great to be here.
My face looks giant size right now, so I'm scooting back a little bit. Hey, you guys, we are Beth Caudill, Chance Post. I am a realtor with Make the Move team with eXp Realty. I'm also your local Realtor Association president this year. And we just wanted to take a second to introduce ourselves. We are missing our fearless leader, Matt Kern, today. He had an event he had to do, so we are here. So we would love your posts and tell us what's going on in your world. So Chance, tell everybody about you.
So I'm Chance Post. I'm with Total Care Emergency Room right there on Teasley Lane in Wind River, and we do a lot of stuff out in the community. That's why I jumped on, wanted to get on the podcast and just promote what the local business people are doing. So I'm just happy to be here and happy to find out about local businesses and what they're doing and how we're helping each other.
Yeah, there's a lot of fantastic businesses here in the area who are small businesses that do some really great things, right? So
yeah, for sure.
Total Networking is a group that you do that, you do a lot of really great events that bring local businesses here together in the Denton area. So
100% free networking event, so you can come out, promote your business. It's actually tonight at the Dive from 4 to 6 p.m. So we'd love to have you out and meet a lot of like-minded business people that are out just trying to get the word out about their business and they'll help you. I mean, it's a good group because it's people that are there for the right reasons. They're there to serve. So if you want to get into a business networking group like that, and tonight all the guys from the North Texas podcast will be there too. So it'll be a super fun. It should be a really good night tonight.
It should be really good. I think it's a really the Denton Chamber does a really good job of bringing people together. Total Networking does a great job of bringing people together at different events. So you have the Denton Chamber event that is quarterly at the end of each, towards the end of each quarter, right? So I think the one now for Denton Chamber is at the end of end of September.
Right.
And then they are just doing things that really bring the community together. Matt and I are in with the Denton ambassadors with the Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
So we are meeting people within this community all the time. Even our host today, I met through a Denton Chamber networking event. So it should be a lot of fun. Look, Tina just said she's going to be there. So that'll be awesome.
Oh, great.
It is a lot of fun to be involved in the community and to be recognized really so that people go, oh yeah, that's that guy from Total Network or from Total Care. Or that's that realtor. Oh my gosh, I need to talk to her about selling my house. Yes, please.
Yeah. It's always good to have another touch, another opportunity to get and talk to people, because sometimes Wake Up Wednesday, I think they had 170 people last time. So obviously you can't talk to everybody. So we always try to keep our events as a add-on to the chamber. So we always want to support the chamber, support the ambassadors. And,
it is, yeah, awesome. But 170 people, hard to talk to 170 people in an hour, even if you're trying, right? So like maybe through networking, people need to do so that they're like saying, okay, today here's what I'm going to find, figure out, ask people. And it feels to me like I did a convention back in May and I like went in with a specific thinking, okay, here's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to talk to people about this, this, and this, like those three things. And that made that just that,
Well,
even though a small
that helps a bunch.
It helps so much.
Well, it's always good to have a plan too. You always want to have a plan when you're going into an event, networking event, any kind of event. That way you kind of can tell where you've been and where you want to go. You'll know, you'll have a track record and you can kind of look back and say, okay, that worked. This didn't work. You're not just flying by the seat of your pants. Oh yeah.
It's all, I mean, I actually, in fact, could not believe how well that worked really. You know, I was like, oh, that's awesome. Why don't I do that all the time? Right.
Right.
So that was really good. I think like we
should bring on a guest.
Yeah. I mean, well, like, yes, we do have Matthew Hoover today from Message Masters. And I think we can bring him on and talk about him and like maybe Matthew, you can introduce yourself, just talk about you first. Don't talk about your business yet, but like what gets you going in the morning? What gets you excited? Why do you love Denton? Like tell us that.
Yeah, well, first off, thank you guys so very much for the invitation to be a part of the podcast today. I'm a huge champion of local business, and I believe, you know, without local businesses, a lot of the local economies don't exist and they don't work. And small businesses do so much in the community, both on a very personal level, very practical level, and all the way up until, you know, the level in which they're influencing change that affects thousands, if not in some situations, hundreds of thousands of people. And so small business is an incredibly powerful industry. It's an incredible, powerful force. And I think the thing that I love the most about small business are the people. I like to consider myself a dreamer. I like to consider myself a pioneer, a visionary. But every single person who has had the courage to start a business had to risk something. They had to bet on themselves. They had to take some level of sacrifice in order to step into that vision and step into that venture. And so I have a tremendous amount of respect for those who have done that. Because the way I look at the world sometimes is it's very difficult, and the world makes it very difficult for you to be your own boss, to start your own business. And I love how these individuals are not intimidated. They're not put off by that, and they're willing to go against the grain, not only to better their lives, but to also better their community. And I think every single entrepreneur kind of has this little thing inside of them, I know I do, that they want to inspire other entrepreneurs. Like once they've discovered that path, they're almost like, man, how can I make this path more available to those who want to walk it, but maybe are facing some level of resistance? And so I love the fact that local business leaders are the risk takers. They are the community builders, and they are, you know, if we really were to take a huge step back, I mean, they are the heroes within our communities that are inspiring others to achieve greater things than they ever thought possible. And so, Beth, you talked about something that makes me tick. Okay, so there is one word that defines me as an individual, that defines who I am and really what I'm the most passionate about, and that word is purpose. I believe every single person was made on purpose, with a purpose. And one of the saddest realities that I believe we live in today is that there's so many people who live out their entire lives and they have no idea what their purpose is. They have no guidance on how to discover it, and they maybe don't have a support system to discover it, a healthy support system that gives them the safety to step into and lean into that purpose. And so for me,
How do you find people to like want to have that? You know what I mean? Like that too. Sorry, just wanted to add on.
Yeah, I think all of us have a desire to want to have more, to experience, to make a difference. Like all of us have that in us. Now, there's a lot of obstacles that prevent folks from tapping into that or even acknowledging that. I can't tell you how many people I have asked the question, hey, if time or money wasn't an issue, what would you do every day to make the world a better place? And they flat out say, I don't
Right.
even had that thought before.
Right.
And
people don't have the time, right?
What's that?
Like people don't have the time. That'll throw somebody out because they're so busy with their job or their salary. Their salary's that drug they give you to forget your dreams sort of thing. So they don't even think about it.
Man, that's a great way to put it. Yeah, I 100% believe that there's a lot of things that are out in the community that suppress dreamers, that suppress visionaries and pioneers. And I'm actually really excited that some of those things are starting to become dismantled and becoming more exposed. And so I'm super excited about the future of our young people and the opportunities that they're going to have and the opportunities that they're going to be encouraged to step into, really to discover who they are and also to make a sizable contribution to their communities.
Right. That's awesome.
And did you call them depressed dreamers? What'd you say? What was that word you just used on us?
Oh, suppressed.
Yeah,
Got
suppressed.
it. So it's there, but there's so much weight on it that
yeah,
you don't feel like you have enough energy or effort, or it's not worth the energy or effort to explore it. And so those who do, they are having to summon some level of courage, or they're just so pissed off about how life is and how the world is that they feel like now's the time for me to be that disruptive agent and to do something about it. And so whether you're motivated by inspiration or motivated by disenchantment on what you're seeing all around you, those who are willing to summon the courage to take that risk, man, I have a tremendous amount of respect for those individuals.
So Matthew, what brought you to take that leap of faith and to go off into your own business? So you kind of talked a little bit about it, but that's like that entrepreneurship. You've got to take that leap of faith. And the second part of my question would be, and then why did you choose your industry that you're in now?
Yeah, no, great questions. How much time do we have?
Exactly.
I'll try to give you the quick and skinny. So my previous career, I was a Christian church pastor. I was led at every church you can imagine, from part of church plant all the way to multi-site.
Oh, wow.
And so I've been in a position where I can have influence, in a position where I can communicate to people on a very deep level. And so what caused me to take the leap is in the Christian faith, there's a pillar in the Christian faith, and it's called faith, right? And faith is when you step into the unknown, trusting that God will meet you there and he'll help you figure it all out. And as a Christian church pastor, I'll be totally transparent and tell you that for the most part, I didn't live by faith. I had figured out what to say, how to say it, how to live, how to act the part, be the part. But deep down inside, the quote unquote faith that I was displaying to people, that people were like, oh my gosh, man, you must live by faith every single day. I kind of wasn't, because that world had become so natural to me, so comfortable to me, that I really wasn't activating my faith in a real tangible way. Even though a lot of people would look at me and say, oh my gosh, that guy's got crazy faith because he's a pastor, because he's up there preaching, because, he leads these Bible studies and leads these churches. But the reality is I was a professional just like anybody else. And just like any other profession, you can get into a groove to where you do it without thinking, and you're not really risking anymore. You're not really taking chances anymore, because you've kind of found your sweet spot and you're comfortable there. And
okay,
so
pause. Hey, Matthew, pause for 1 second.
Yeah.
We're going to have to take a break. I now have way more questions for you. But hold on. We're going to take a break and be right back and talk to you some more.
You got it.
Community Difference is a new series of shows powered by the Difference Radio live stream and podcast network. This series of shows was designed to highlight the unsung heroes that call our towns and communities home. And we wanted to create a platform that brings awareness to and reminds folks of the goodness that lives within so many of us. By working with the local community leaders, business owners, first responders, veterans, schools, and citizens, we want to unite with a clear and selfless purpose. The Community Difference seeks to spotlight the people, events, and activities that are producing positive outcomes, inspirational stories, and incredible experiences. In a world that is consumed with negative press, media manipulation, and propaganda, The Difference, along with many others who believe and support The Difference, understands there is no better way to make the difference than to highlight the unsung heroes that call our towns and communities home. We are currently searching for local communities to be the focus of our shows, but before we can launch a show in your community, we need your help. We need you along with local business leaders, chambers of commerces, major nonprofits, online community group leaders, networking groups, etc., to join us in making the difference in helping your community be seen, be heard, and be remembered. So, if you would like to know how you, your business, school, social media community, church, or your favorite nonprofit organization can be a part of this unique and powerful program, reach out to us today and introduce yourself and let us know how you would like to contribute and bring awareness to the amazing people, places, and events that are making the difference in the community you love. You can call us at 972-866-4596 or email us at info@thedifferenceradio.com.
And now, back to the show.
Okay, we're back. Okay, y'all, really quick, I want to tell you what's going on in Denton.
What's up, Denton?
What's up, Denton?
Denton.
I don't know why, but I feel like every time I'm going to say Denton differently. Okay, so what you guys need to know, you too, Matthew and Chance, North Texas Giving Day is this week on Thursday, the 21st. So want to make sure you're giving to North Texas Giving Day. And like, we're going to try to make some real good things happen here in this community with that. Supporting local nonprofits and really helping those people that need it. Mm-hmm. And then let's see here. Okay, so there's an organization called Solutions of North Texas, and they have a $20,000 goal this year. And so you can find them at northtexasgivingday.org/SONTX.
Great organization, doing great work.
So they're doing great work. We want to really support them. So if you have money to give for North Texas Giving Day, this is the group to go do it with. And that would be great. We do have our Total Care Networking today at the Dive, 4 to 6. And then there's lots of classes with Wildflower Art Studio and that you can see. Like, you can find all these things on discoverdenton.com. What I noticed on that site when I looked at it, which is stuff I think is fun, September 22nd is Yappy Happy Hour, which is at North Lakes Park with your dog, 6 to 8. I mean, I have a terribly cute dog, I'm not going to lie, and she would love it. And she gets along well with other dogs. And then on September 23rd, it's Alpaca Yoga. Who has not wanted to do alpaca yoga?
I'm in.
Texas Tur Farm. It's on Sanders Road up in Aubrey. And they have that ongoing for a few months, but it looks fun. But then the alpacas, as you're doing your yoga, walk by, and I'm kind of like, what happens when these alpacas walk by, and like, what's all going on there, right?
I guess they're not stopping and licking you or like licking your hair as you're on the mat. I mean,
but
how does that work?
I think they might stop and look at you quizzically, like, what the heck are they doing? Yeah. Like, why are they? People don't bend this way. Why are they doing that? I feel like that could be a normal conversation at Alpaca's head.
For sure.
Right. The other thing that we do have coming up before the end of the month is September 27th, Denton Wine Tasting Tour, Gone
Ooh.
Country. It's on the square from 6 to 9 that day. So that will be lots of fun. Any other events you guys know about that's coming up? Anybody?
I don't have any more.
Okay. Well, there you go. Well, those are fun ones, right?
I know that they still do the farmers market. That's back every Saturday.
Oh, right. Every Saturday,
And that's-
Carroll and Sycamore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
Sycamore. So where the old building is and the old house. And
Yeah, it's quite popular. I mean, there's a lot of people out there.
Oh, yeah.
so
a lot of
they
shops.
you can get fruit, vegetables. Like that's the part that's always set up on Carroll. But then
Right.
they have crafts. They have like homemade lemonade. I bought my own Adirondack chairs there one year.
Oh, nice.
From people from Argyle, and that was awesome. And people take their animals too, because Denton is such an animal, great loving area that, people can get their animals out and exposed to other people, dogs, that kind of thing. And typically they have a little band in that little pavilion too.
Right.
That
I'll
plays,
tell you
right?
too, that Dog Days of Denton was really fun last week. And I finally have a dog I can bring out, my puppy, who's nice to everybody, loves everybody. So I had the best time. I had a booth, but I had the best time with my dog and getting to meet everybody, and everybody can pet him. So I always had mean dogs. So this is the first nice dog I've had. So it's awesome. I'm loving it.
What kind of dog is it?
Well, he's part border collie, part hound. So he's got a lot of energy.
Oh,
And
that
so,
is cute.
but he's already just going circles. So, but he loves everybody. So it's just he's not not overly protective. So he just likes to run around and have fun. So it's it's a nice change of pace.
Well, you need to tell me whenever you have him somewhere, because I will come. I love animals.
Yeah.
So that would be fun. And then if I can ever bring my own dog along, I totally will. If I can. She's awfully cute, though. I get lots of attention when she's around. She gets a lot of attention.
Love that.
So anyhow. All right. Well, then I think there are a lot of the great things going on. I mean, that networking tonight, there's another event. I know another networking thing tonight where I don't even know the name of the company. I wish I did, but a gal told me about it yesterday from 5 to 7 tonight, where they gave artists canvases and you pay $30 to go to this event. So this is something I'm going to go find out about, because I think it would be cool to get an original piece of art and bid on it, right? And maybe win it. Mm-hmm. But I think that will come up more here. It's Carrie Carruthers, if you guys know her, told me about this yesterday. And I think it is happening tonight, but it'll happen again in the future. So if all you artist people and people who like art out there, I think that might be a really cool way to get an original piece of art here in the future. Okay, so let's go back to talking. Let's make Matthew uncomfortable.
I love it.
I don't think he gets uncomfortable.
I mean, I feel like he threw that challenge down to me, so now I'm going to have to throw it down to him at some point. I know, right? This is totally y'all. That's what he did to me the first time I ever met him. And he legit got that close. I was like, on the inside, I was like, oh, you're way too close to me right now. Yeah. I think you see, like, everybody has a different, like, that, whatever that.
Yes.
That wall is right there. Like, whatever that distance is. Because some people, like, kind of normal social thing is that, you may step into someone and start talking back and they immediately go back, right? So, like, then you can tell you're in their personal space. That was too much too fast, right?
Yeah.
And, like, what works, what doesn't work, and how, people can, I don't know, get ahead in life, with reading different things. I'm a realtor, and so I spend a lifetime of trying to figure out what it is that people are thinking behind those eyes that they're not saying or that I'm not seeing. I'm a pretty straightforward, honest person, but I studied the Enneagram to figure out how to figure out people. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever looked at that, but like that, I want to know how to understand what people are saying, thinking, and interpret it. Because my goal is always just to help people achieve, do better, reach their goals of what it is they're trying to do, which is usually buying or selling a house, right? So that's what I'm just hyper focused on. And I mean, money happens in the end, but it's not about that. And I think it's just trying to make people happy with what they're doing, where they're going, how to get there, kind of thing. And so yes, so Matthew did that to me, that eye thing, which was totally weird. I mean, today when we talked originally, he's like, "Do you remember that?" I'm like, yeah. Not many people do that, where they get all in there and, try to do a social experiment and all that. So
it was a tough cookie. I mean, she did not flinch. She stood her ground, even though I was maybe like 3 inches from her face. It was hilarious.
I know, but did you notice everyone around us,
they all stepped back.
They felt the uncomfortableness, so they were instantly back, right? They're like, "Oh crap,
like,
let me get out of here."
Talking so closely to Beth.
You're like, "Oh my God, do I have good breath right now?" No, it was, but it is interesting because you and I knew, I think, what was going on, but everybody around us was like, "Oh my goodness, let me step back for them because this is awkward."
Yeah.
And so tell us more about what you were talking about earlier, plus what you do with your business to help people with things and how to be better at what they're doing, how to take maybe their business to the next level. Actually, in the very beginning, when you were talking, I was like, "Are you talking about business or marriage?" Because I'm not really sure. I really
same thing, really, same
all
principle,
aspects of life. Yeah,
legit thought, right? True. And I didn't know the youth minister part of all that. So now it's all everything. I'm like, "Oh, check, making sense now." Anyway, it's just kind of funny. Okay, so give us some overview, Matthew, and then I'm going to have to take a break shortly. So I'll give you a couple minutes.
Yeah. So again, I was in the Christian church industry. I did that for a long time, but I realized that I had kind of stopped taking steps of faith. And so when I really got serious and started saying, "Okay, God, what do you want me to do next?" And the next thing was, "I want you to take a very uncomfortable and slightly illogical step. And I want you to resign from this industry. And I want you to go throw yourself into something completely brand new." Now, mind you, this was just over 2 years ago. I have 4 children, and I've been married to my wife for 15 years. And let's just say my wife was on board because she knew that we needed to transition because we didn't have a lot of family. We were out in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and a lot of her family had moved back here to the DFW area. And so we had lost a lot of support when we were out there on our own. And so we knew that if we were going to take a step, we would want to move closer to family because we were going to need the support. We were going to need people there to champion us in whatever new direction we ended up taking. And as we were gearing up to leave Virginia, I got in contact with a local roofing and construction company here, and they brought me on. And I started a brand new career learning about roofing, construction, doing inspections, writing estimates. This is work I have never done. When I was in Christian church ministry, I had my own office. It was AC'd. I showed up and I stood on a stage and I communicated to people and I got to, handshake people, kiss babies, do all that kind of fun stuff. Now I'm wearing literally khaki work pants and a polo shirt every day. And I'm in a pickup truck and I'm out in sometimes 110, 118 degree weather up on people's roofs, where it can get up to 140 degrees up on these roofs, and performing inspections and talking to people about the condition of their property. And so
did you go back to God and say, hey, wait a minute, God, I don't know if this was the right. Did I hear you right?
No, part of it was this sounds like it would be a God thing, right? Like to completely take me out of everything that I felt comfortable doing and to drop me into a new industry, a new area, and to test me, right? Because many times we don't know what we really have in us until we're put in the pressure cooker, until we're put in a new environment.
Okay, hold on with that. Hold on with the pressure cooker. 1
Break
second.
time.
Stew on the pressure cooker, and we're gonna break
that's
time.
That's
we'll
a good.
Right back.
We'll be right back with the pressure cooker.
I want to hear more about your uncomfortableness.
The North Texas Community Difference Denton is made possible in part by Beth Caudill and the Make the Move team with eXp Realty. Your trusted partners in Denton County, Texas, for all your real estate needs. We understand the local market and pride ourselves on delivering personalized service, backed by cutting-edge technology. Experience the difference with Make the Move team, and by Matt Kern with Denton Does It. A network of discovery. Effective networking involves active listening, genuine interest in others' work, and a willingness to offer support and resources. Investing time in others will create valuable connections that propel careers and unlock endless possibilities. And Chance Post with Total Care. Total Care has been treating our neighbors in North Texas since 2004 as a family-owned, patient-focused company headquartered near Fort Worth. Offering 10, 24-hour emergency rooms spanning from Weatherford to Garland. You can find links to our sponsors in the comments and descriptions, as well as on our website www.thedifferenceradio.com. If you or someone you know in the Denton area would like to sponsor or learn more about co-hosting the North Texas Community Difference Denton, please reach out to Matt Kern at matthewdoesit@yahoo.com. And now back to our show.
And we're back.
Okay, we're back. Hello. We were talking about the pressure cooker.
Yeah.
And what he did. So what drove you originally to Denton? It was her family?
Yeah, her family's here, and the company that I agreed to work for. Honestly, this is how we picked out where we lived. I wanted the shortest commute to the office. I had heard about Texas traffic, and I was like, ain't nobody got time for that. And so I want to live where there's a back road that takes me straight to the office, and that landed us actually in Argyle, which is just south of Denton.
Well, I mean, hey, Texas isn't nearly as bad as California. Let me just say right now.
We have no love for California around here. No love for California. Love for California.
None.
So don't even want to bring that up.
I'm originally from California. I will not mention that. I will not mention it on air.
Don't bring that up, Matthew. Bad move. Don't mention that.
I do have clients that are regularly moving here from California.
Oh, yeah.
Although I did have one that moved back recently, back in June. So they do go back occasionally too. So, I mean, it is beautiful there. I get it. It's pretty. It's just lots of traffic and lots of expenses. So
great place to visit, not a great place to live.
Yeah, maybe not always, right? So anyhow, so balancing those 4 kiddos and your professional life, how does that go?
Yeah, I mean, just like any other parent, you've got to make sacrifices to take care of your family, right? To make ends meet and to uphold the commitments that you've made. And sometimes that works out swimmingly, where there's no conflict. But most times there are conflicts. And so really what my wife and I had to do is we had to ask ourselves, what does success look like for our family? And then we started holding ourselves accountable to that. And so if that meant, hey, we can't keep working, 70 hours a week because we're actually violating our own value system. And so one of the things that we put a lot of time into is defining, again, what success looks like, what values are going to guide our decisions as a family. And that hands down has been the best move we have ever made as a family. We've done the whole, small group, how to raise your kids, marriage classes, all those things. They all have value, but it wasn't until we stopped and we said, what does success look like for our family according to our backgrounds, our vision, our picture of the future, the values that we prioritize. And I'm going to tell you, that's been a game changer. And it's helped bring balance to the work-life balance.
I mean, it sounds like too, because that's great for your business. It's great for your personal life. It's great for your spiritual life. If you don't sit down and determine where are you trying to go, where do I need to be in the future, you can't get anywhere. So it's great. Like you kind of mentioned that earlier when we first started talking too about, you ask people these questions and a lot of times they're like deer in the headlights. They don't know where they want to go.
Right.
And so like Beth, when you're talking about even talking with clients, like what are they thinking? Like you've got to kind of find out what's their real goal. And a lot of times people don't know. They can be very uncomfortable. If you front me out and go, where do you want to be in 5 years? Like, well, now of course I'm getting older, so I'm seeing like retirement, out there. It's like, roomy, right? I'm like, I got to get there. I don't want to be out hustling this whole time. But it's interesting that when you ask those kind of questions and you start looking at your life through that lens of, okay, how do I define success?
Yep.
I heard a great thing. Like if you look at what's one of the most successful people you look at would be like Richard Branson, right? You'd say he's one of the most successful people. But what if his real goal was he wanted to retire and live at the beach, but he's a serial entrepreneur. He can't stop himself. So his definition of success might be, I want to relax on the beach, but he can't stop himself from, buying companies and building businesses. So you really got to define what success is for you.
Yeah.
To then go after it.
I seriously think there are people that are serial entrepreneurs out there. Like I have friends, I hope they're watching because they are seriously serial entrepreneurs and they do have to do that work-life balance thing, right? And it's hard, and I think that's a really interesting thing you brought up because there are people that just don't even want to answer those hard questions either. Like, what do you want to, people that are close to me in my life don't want to answer hard questions. And here's me. I'm like, let's tackle this. And they're like, oh, you're too much. Right.
Well, that was part of my agenda at that event that we were referencing earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I was down on the bottom floor before I went up to the top floor to actually go and mingle with everybody. I was helping greet. And a couple people came up to me and said, hey, man, I see you around. What do you do? And, the typical response, you can say, hey, I do X, Y, and Z. But I just looked at him and I said, my number one responsibility is to make you uncomfortable as possible, because that's the only way you're going to change. It's the only way you're going to grow. It's the only way you're going to maximize your potential. If you are afraid of being uncomfortable, if you're afraid of additional pressure, then what you are essentially committing to is stagnation. You're committing to it. So you can't complain that things aren't growing, they're not moving forward. And because I heard someone say this a long time ago, they said you can either have control or growth, but you can't have both. Right.
Oh, interesting.
In business,
that's a good one.
A lot of people need to understand this because they want things to grow, but then they try to micromanage, they try to make every decision, they try to suppress ideas and all of these things. And the very thing you're chasing, i.e. growth, you're actually killing the process by not giving people freedom to dream, innovate, and really make things better and more efficient.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the funny thing is, like, even coming on the show, it's like, are you going to keep waiting so you think you're ready? Are you going to get to the point? Are you going to jump on the show, have an honest conversation? And I'm growing from this process. I've only been on, like, this is my third or fourth show.
I'm
and
doing
then
Matt from now on.
Matt's out here. I'm like, okay, what do we do now? But I mean, it's good. It's kind of you have to live it, right? You have to be, hey, are we here? We're out doing this, and so you've got to get yourself out of your comfort zone and make things happen. So it's hopefully people are encouraged by seeing us out here talking about how we live and what it takes to grow. And that's going to inspire them to grow and want to come on and maybe even be a sponsor, because we want more sponsors all the time and we want to grow our network.
Yeah, one of the things that I often think about is, when was the last time you were inspired by someone that pursued comfort?
Yeah.
Never.
You're not. Right.
You've only ever been inspired by people who have done a courageous, hard thing, and they've lived to tell about it.
Yeah.
Matthew's got all kinds of good things he's saying here. I feel like I should be taking notes. I got
That's good stuff.
Control or growth. Like, what do I want?
Yeah.
And then trial by fire. You got to do it. I feel like I'm growing for sure on this podcast.
This is my favorite thing to do is to talk business and to encourage and try to take what I've gathered throughout my years of seeing the world from some unique perspectives and offering that to whoever would be willing to see value in it.
Yeah, Lyndon is on the other side, and he said trial by fire. That's how we grow.
Yeah.
And that's true. Right?
It's fun. It's fun, right?
It's so fun.
Yeah.
I think all of us are like we would not be here if we didn't want to grow and be better and help people and help them see their visions and grow. And Matthew, I know that your business specifically, you help people grow their businesses, right? Yeah. So you try to take them to that next level.
Yeah.
I don't think you probably make them hold their fists, but you want to somehow right? Get better, higher.
So Matthew, you must ask a lot of those difficult questions, because somebody comes in, maybe my business isn't growing.
Yep.
And that's where I'm like, well, where do you want to go? What do you want to be? Yep. And they may not know. And that can be tricky, because you really can't tell them what they want to be. You have to sort of uncover that. Yeah. And then they go, aha, then they have the aha moment. Yes. Oh, that's where I want to be.
Yes.
And so you're almost like the coach, the pastor, trying to get them to come up with what they want to be, or where they want their company to go.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. The way I look at it is, it's already there, because they would not have started this process if it wasn't there. Now, there's a lot of things that we do in life that when we're asked, why did you do that? We don't really know how to explain it, right? We don't often have the words to explain it. And what I have come to realize and to believe is that every single person who takes a step of faith to start a business, to become an entrepreneur, to stick with their business even through difficult seasons, is that they are chasing something greater than money alone.
Right.
Because money eventually fades. The allure of wealth eventually just diminishes. Yeah. Because you can have all the money in the world and still kill yourself because you feel unfulfilled. You can have all the money in the world. What's that?
I can't remember who said it, but once you have all your basic needs met, when you buy another car, you're not really, there's no more happiness. It talks about what you need to be happy. You're once you have a place to live, you've food, your belly's full, you've got a spouse. Well, to be happy, you've got to really, another car doesn't make you happy. Another house, your second house doesn't make you any happier. You've really got to be in touch with your feelings and what you probably spirituality is a big factor in that. And I've heard one of my motivational guys talking, and he said, well, I can teach you how to be happy. And you can start off, you can pray for 15 minutes, or just, if you don't want to do that, it's going to take a lot more work, but you're going to have to do some yoga, and you're going to have to do some of this, and you're going to have to, it was kind of funny, because the whole thing was, you can pray and be happy in 5 minutes, or you can do this other process. It's going to take a couple hours.
Yeah.
So
I think if you would do alpaca yoga, that would be super fun.
I think that would help for sure.
Right.
It may. And so what I believe, and what I try to lead my clients to understand, is that you're never going to find fulfillment in your business unless it's connected to a purpose that matters to you.
Right.
And if you don't know how to connect your business to that purpose, you can make money, have multiple locations, you can become a millionaire, first millionaire in your family, but you can have a deep sadness on the inside, because you're still, even with all of those tangible things, you're still not scratching the real itch in which you were created to scratch. And so what I help companies do is pull way back and say, okay, let's just say you're in the dog washing business, right? I would ask them, like, what made you want to go into this industry, right? Well, I love dogs and dogs are cute and I just want to play with them all the time. You're like, okay, cool. I get that. But there's something greater than that. Why is that important to you? Oh, well, it brings me joy. It brings people joy. Pets and animals, they're comforting. And when they smell good, it makes it easier to interact with these animals and all this kind of stuff. And so all of a sudden, you actually begin to help them see the real reason why you do what you do is because you want to bring comfort to people, and you want to help people maximize the companionship of an animal. And now imagine if you promoted your company using those types of words. Hey, it is like, hey, what's up? Welcome to Matthew's dog washing business. We'll wash your dog and make them clean. That's great. Most people will probably do that. But imagine if you flipped it and say, hey, welcome to Matthew's Dog Wash, where we make your pet more comfortable to be around so you can snuggle them more and enjoy the company of your companion without the stench of smell, right? Or whatever, right? So you can always take what you're already doing and look for a deeper purpose in it. And once you start to communicate that purpose, that connects emotionally with people.
Perfect.
And it motivates people to want to be a part of that story, as opposed
That's
to,
awesome.
I want to get my dog washed. No. I'm actually helping a company that cares about the companionship of animals. I want to be a part of that
Okay.
story.
All right, Matthew, we got to take a break.
Love it.
All right, so
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget. JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call. Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Do you want your home or office to sparkle? Then call Elite Diamond Cleaning today. From basic cleaning to deep cleaning, and using only the highest quality cleaning products and equipment, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Our team of experienced cleaners will work quickly and efficiently to clean every nook and cranny, taking care of all the details so you don't have to. With a variety of pricing options to fit any budget, you can be sure that you are getting the best possible price. Call Elite Diamond Cleaning today at 214-300-9876 to schedule a free estimate. Your home and office is a diamond. Let us get it out of the dust.
Are you looking for new or more reliable and affordable home services? Look no further than Utility Connect. At Utility Connect, we understand that every customer is different. Thanks to our partnership with The Difference, our free concierge service seamlessly shops all of your utilities and services for your home or business with one easy phone call. So what are you waiting for? Call Utility Connect today and experience the difference. For more information, give us a call at 469-414-2033 or visit us at www.utilityconnect.net/thedifference to learn more.
Are you a business owner looking to grow your company? Get fast, easy financing up to $5 million with no minimum FICO score required. Apply in 60 seconds and get funded in 24 hours. Call Jim Thomas at 214-629-7223 to talk to a financing professional today. Your business's future is waiting. So don't delay. Call now and tell him that you saw him on The Difference.
And now back to the show.
and we're back.
We're back. Okay, so hey, you guys, we have a topic of the month. And so our September topic is the impact of digital marketing on local business and how to leverage it effectively. What do you think about that, Matthew?
Wow. So this is a world that I occupy quite frequently. So I'm sure every entrepreneur who's watching this and every business professional has a similar story where it's like, I got burned by my marketing company, right? They took my money and I got no results. Now, I know it's easy to blame the marketing agency, but I want to encourage you to call a quick timeout. How much leadership, how much instruction, how much guidance, how much clarity did you give your marketing agency? If you just expected them to figure it out for you, that's the problem. You're abdicating your leadership in your own company or venture, and you're giving it to somebody else who may not have the same emotional connection, who may not understand the significance or the real goals that you're trying to accomplish. So here's what I encourage every business that I talk to. If they're saying, hey, we want to start doing digital marketing, or hey, we want to start going down this road, I'm like, it's a fantastic tool only if you lead it well. And so what I encourage people to do is take a step back and ask yourself some pretty important questions, like, what is the purpose of my business? What does success really look like? How does what I do make the world a better place? And what unique problem do you actually solve? And if you cannot confidently and consistently answer those questions, nor if you don't even have those things written down anywhere, you should not hire a marketing company, because you're going to throw your money away. It's not going to maximize the efforts of those incredibly talented designers and advertisers. But if you have a clear answer for all of those things, and you put that in the hands of a marketer and an advertising agency, then guess what? That's giving them a target to actually shoot for, instead of just handing them a bunch of darts and saying, just throw these and try to hit something. And so I want to encourage every business person, every owner, every entrepreneur, every marketing director or CEO, before you throw money at digital advertising, digital marketing, make sure you understand the significance and the importance of your business and what unique problems it solves. Because until you uncover that and are confident in communicating that, your advertisements are not going to move people to take any action.
Right.
Because the number one reason why people make decisions is to avoid pain. It's the number one thing. It's not for the benefits, right?
Right.
You can sit there and talk about how great you are and how amazing you are and blah, 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 blah. If you do not articulate the problem that you uniquely solve, guess what? People will not take action. But if you help identify and help them clarify their unique pain point and connect your services to solving that pain point, people are sitting there saying, what am I waiting for? I need to take action to avoid the current pain I'm in and the future pain that I will experience. So before you engage in digital marketing, make sure to better understand your business, why it exists, and what difference it can make.
I mean, because one thing too, and I don't know if you agree with this, but I feel like the digital marketing, if it's done right, like what you're talking about, it's also a way. It kind of levels the playing field, because digital marketing really is affordable if it's done right, and it's very effective. So you can then compete with bigger brands. I'm doing different types of marketing campaigns where I'm on the same level as some national companies. Like there's things that you can do that are where you can concentrate it in a small area, like a small area of Denton, and be just as effective as these national brands. So but you've got to be clear. Like you said, you've got to have clarity so people, it's not wasted.
Yeah, let me add on to that. You had a guest on a few weeks ago, and they mentioned this. People don't want to be sold to anymore, right? And so what people want more than anything else is to be invited into some type of storyline, right? So they can see, if I go down this path, this is where I'll end up. And if your company cannot articulate that, then why is anybody just going to blindly follow you? Right? Because they've been blindly following major corporations for so long, but now all this stuff's coming out about how they're spending their money and how they're abusing people and all these unsafe work environments, and they're shipping out jobs to all these other places. And people have felt burned by these major corporations. So now what they're hungering for is, don't sell me on your product. Sell me on your story. Sell me on you. And if you're not comfortable with marketing yourself, and you're not comfortable talking about the significant benefits and, again, the problems that your company solves, and inviting people into that story, into that vision, then people aren't going to really pay attention to you. I'm sorry. I mean, you can have the flashiest thing. You can have the boldest thing. You can yell and scream. You can do all of those things. People are still not going to pay attention to you.
Right. Well, they don't remember. They'll remember how you made them feel, and they'll remember a story.
Yep.
But you've
That
got
feels
to
like a
make them
Hallmark
feel
line.
better.
That's
People
right.
know how you remember how you made them feel.
Yeah, that's what they remember when you meet somebody. It's like they feel welcome, they feel good. Were you nice to them? And they go, oh, I think Chance is a pretty nice guy. He was so nice to me when I met him. You know, that's what you want people. That's what they're going to remember. May not remember what we talked about.
Yep.
You know, but they'll remember. Oh yeah, I met him before. He's really nice, or whatever. And so I think that's so important.
All it takes in order for someone to make a confident decision in one direction or another is, man, I had a good experience, and I feel like it'll continue to be good.
Okay.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Okay,
Great topic today.
So we have, I mean, maybe we have some time for some quick, like random topics, but like, what's your favorite restaurant in town?
Favorite restaurant?
Come on, that was easy.
I have had the best experience. Man, this isn't in town though. Hold on. I need to figure out in town best experience.
Okay, wait, I got a different one. How about this?
I've got one. It's rapid fire. Rapid fire. Best. I'll say Miss Angelina's on the square. Best cocktail.
Nice.
My most favorite place to go to dinner is in Highland Village. I like Sip and Savor in the shops of Highland Village.
Very
right
good.
Now.
That's Denton County, so I guess that counts.
I know it is Denton County, y'all. So, but there's lots of places I will go eat anywhere. And then what about? Would you go sing karaoke, Matt?
Oh, heck yeah! I love making it a fool of myself.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, Celebration.
Oh,
celebrate good times. Come on.
Oh, he's got that down. We should have saved that to close the show out. That would have been the perfect.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe you can fire that up when we close the show out. That's pretty good.
That's all. Okay, Matt, when we take it out, you're going to sing for us, right?
I love it. I'll do it.
Right.
Okay, how about biggest pet peeve?
Wow. So this has changed over the years, but originally it was skipping CDs. Remember CDs?
Yeah.
How they would
what are CDs?
You're dating yourself a little bit.
Wow.
Now the new thing, and my Bluetooth won't connect my music to my earphones. It just drives me crazy. It's like I didn't change anything, and how come it's not going to where it needs to go? So that's the biggest pet peeve.
Wow. Okay. So how about what's something on your bucket list?
Visit New Zealand.
Really?
Ooh, that would roll right off your tongue.
Most beautiful place on earth.
You got one of those, Chance, a bucket list thing?
Yeah, I was it's where they filmed like Game of Thrones, but I think that part of that's Spain. There's Portugal. Mm-hmm. That's one of my more recent, because I haven't really been to Europe, but okay. Oh, okay, Beth, you get to wrap it up.
Okay. Well, mine's probably gonna be Alaska. We're gonna get to the other countries, but my 30th year anniversary is next year. We're gonna do an Alaskan cruise. There you go. I know y'all. Seriously, it's a lot. That's why the marriage thing came up. Hey, we appreciate all you guys today for coming and checking our podcast out. Matthew, I think what you're doing is amazing, and I think
thanks so much for being here too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Help any business owner get to that next level. So I think you're doing some great work. And then except when you go. Like right like that in your eyes.
Oh my God.
Okay, sing us
All
out
right,
with
bye, guys.
celebration, Matthew. Come on.
Hold on. Wait, hold on. Come on.